Woo! Okay, maingay. Iuwi ko to sa Pilipinas. Hello guys, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. To be honest, it really took us a long time to edit this video because we feel like we don't give justice on showing you how beautiful Iceland is. I mean, reviewing the footages, we were disappointed because Iceland is freaking gorgeous. I mean, it's on top of the bucket list. It's a must-see. It's surreal. It's another planet. I mean, I'm running out of words here. But anyway, in spite of all this disappointments, we still want to share with you the wonderful experiences and the journey that we had in Iceland. The land of ice and fire. Fire! Iceland! Second voice here. The country. Iceland is volcanically and geologically active. It has over 30 active volcanoes. We can see pretty much everything in here. Mountains, glaciers, icebergs, waterfalls, lakes, geysers, lagoons, almost all geographic landforms on the earth. Do you know that Iceland is at the meeting point of Eurasia and America plate? West part to America and east part to Europe. But yeah, it's still in Europe. Reykjavik is the capital city and 2/3 of the population of Iceland live here. The weather. It was about -7 to 6 when we went there in Iceland. Technically, it's the beginning of springtime, but oh gosh, it's still cold. Coldest month is January to February. Warmest is in June and wettest is October. Iceland is the land of the midnight sun. The sun barely sets in summer. It can be visible for 21 to full 24 hours. I think it's the best time to go there since you can see a lot of tourist spots during summer. But if you want to see the northern light, go during winter time. They have shorter days, typically 4 hours of daylight. Clothing. It never really gets hot in Iceland, even in summer. So as the saying goes, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing, which applies to me or remains true to me. What did I wear during our stay? Thermal wear, fleece, down jacket. Make sure it's waterproof and windproof. And also your winter accessories such as your beanies, your scarf, and your glove. Oh, and sunglasses too. Cost of living. If London is expensive, Iceland is more expensive. Good thing we know this beforehand, so we brought a lot of food from London. For example, a small-sized 100 grams here, it's a famous Icelandic yogurt-like food, would cost you around 350 Icelandic krona. That's about 2.26 pounds, or for my Filipino friends out there, it's 160 pesos. Understandable, as most of their products are imported because of their location. Do a quick fact check for me, but I think the minimum or average salary in Iceland is around $2,900 per month. So by London, I'm moving to Iceland. Modes of payment. I must admit, I've never seen and touched an Icelandic krona bill or coin. Everything there can be paid in card. We used a different card to purchase petrol, our food, and everything else. It's not my main debit card, but it really comes in handy, especially when one of the petrol stations charged my card £156 for a £10 worth of diesel. It detected a fraudulent activity and I canceled my card right away. So we don't know if there's a problem with the machine or it has been hacked. Language. It's so hard to speak Icelandic. Their names are so long, it's so complicated. Please do not bash me if I'm mispronouncing places here. I apologize. I'm trying so hard. Some basics that I know of is that J is pronounced as Y and this letter is pronounced as F. And Foss means waterfalls. Yokot means glacier. Self-drive road trips. Renting a car in Iceland is very cheap and easy, but getting an insurance is a bit expensive. Let me tell you why it's worth it. There are numerous ways of damaging your car from the Icelandic weather. It's windy, it's snowy, it's sandy, and all three can happen in one day. Thank me later, guys. You'll experience single carriage while driving 90 kilometers per hour, which is their speed limit. Sometimes you'll be driving for hours and hours and you'll just see mountains, road, and snow. I hope that's not the case in summer. Please, please, please do not drive off-road. You'll damage the moss. It will take thousands of years for them to grow back. If you want to stop and take photos, please don't stop in the middle of the road. Find a shoulder or a driveway to stop at. Please do not endanger someone else's life. Oh, and please do not overspeed. My husband usually drives at 70 to 80 miles per hour. That's about 110 to 130 kilometers per hour. So it's hard for him to control his speed. Good thing he has her wife with her. You'll never worry about bringing cash because all the petrol stations accept cards. Fuel up whenever and wherever you can. You'll never know where the next petrol station will be. Guided tours. If you don't want to drive or fight with Google Maps or pray hard for the next petrol station to show off, guided tour is best for you. It's easier, it's convenient, and I think it's more informative. How to find the guided tours? I'm sure Google will take care of you. Attractions. Iceland is half the size of UK. Although it looks a bit tiny on the map, it will take you at least 6 to 7 days to roam around it. Because we only had 4 days, technically 3 days, we didn't get the chance to fully explore and experience this awesome country. We booked a camping pod on the west side of Iceland and we drove 400 kilometers or 5 hours to get to the east side. I didn't even know how my husband managed to do that non-stop. The usual itinerary is the Golden Circle, which you can do for a tour for a day or two. The ultimate tour is the Ring Road, and that's about 6 to 10 days. In our case, we chose our own path. I think we did the half Golden Circle and half Ring Road. However, from a photographer's point of view, attractions are very touristy and you may have to shoot something else. That's not the problem, by the way, because everywhere you go in Iceland, it's photogenic. In my husband's case, he was driving and wanting to stop to take a photo. But we were also scared that we might get a ticket or something, so we didn't stop. So he's a bit upset. But moving on, waterfalls. I don't know how many waterfalls there are in Iceland, but I can say there are loads of them. We went to Waterfalls, easy access falls just by the road. Skogafoss, one of their biggest waterfall. You can go near it. Land Falls, another falls that you can go near, and more so behind the falls. It was already dark when we went there, so we couldn't go behind the falls because it was already closed. Falsar, which literally means lava waterfalls, because the waterfalls come down from under a lava field. One of my favorite because of its stunning cascading series. Golfas, most iconic waterfalls. Can I just say this is the most spectacular waterfalls that I've ever seen so far? It really breaks my heart not to have a good footage of this waterfall because it was raining really hard. We cannot fly our drone and our waterproof cover for camera is missing. Glacier. We went for a glacier hike in Skaftafell. It's fun putting on crampons, helmets, and hiking on pure ice and snow. What's that? How do you call that? I don't know. It wasn't a walking stick, it was something to... It's an axe. But anyway, it was actually a guided tour as it was the safest way to get there and to see the ice caves. And then we went to Black Sand Beach and Yokol Sardon Ice Lagoon. Everything the first time. Lava Tunnel. We did a lava tunnel tour as unguided tour is prohibited there. It's a one-of-a-kind experience as you walk in the paths of lava that flowed during an eruption that occurred thousands of years ago. Geyser Geyser. We did a quick stopover to see the Geyser. It's Geysir Geyser in UK, Geyser in US. It's a fascinating way of nature's display of hydrothermal energy. As of 2010, there are only about 1,000 geyser left on the planet. Basically, the water in Geyser is heated by a magma that lies beneath the surface of the earth. Eventually, the water begins to reach its boiling point and there's a sudden drop of pressure. Thereby, the water flushes into a steam. It goes off every 5 to 10 minutes and lasting to 15 to 20 meters. Blue Lagoon, the most relaxing and fun part of the trip. The water in Blue Lagoon is filled with algae and silica. It is superheated by magma field and sourced from the nearby geothermal field. The average temperature is 39 degrees Celsius. The contrast of snow and the heat of the lagoon is a wonderful experience. I love the color of the milky blue opaque water and the steam it produces. We spent £76 per person for their comfort package. That includes entrance to the Blue Lagoon, use of towel, first drink of choice, and a silica mad mask. Sorry we don't have any pictures of that because our battery died, but I really think the mask improved my skin. It's so refreshing, it's so hydrating. Northern Lights! Northern Lights. One of the best places to see the Northern Lights is Iceland. Well, there's Alaska, Northern Canada, Finland, Norway, and so on and so on. But you know, Iceland without the Northern Lights is still worth the trip, trust me. Okay? It's true that not all the time we can see the Northern Lights. It requires good timing, high KP index, low cloud coverage, and a good spot. Do you know that it's also active during the day? We just couldn't see it because it requires darkness. It's like flashlight, right? When I say KP index or high KP index, it means high activity. It ranges from 0 to 9. 0 to 1 is faint. It means it is present, but it's not visible to the naked eyes. In photos, yeah. KP index of 2 is visible. 3, it's bright. And 4, it's brighter, and so on and so on. I actually downloaded an app to monitor aurora's activity. It shows you the viewing probability, cloud coverage, and KP index. Our first sighting of Northern Lights was surreal. I mean, the initial plan was to go to Kirkjafell Mountain. It's one of the shooting spots of Game of Thrones. and there shoot the northern lights. Because it was our first day and we were really tired and we have to wake up 3 a.m. the next day, we just decided to stay in our camping pod and just wait for the northern lights. So I set my alarm at 12 a.m. and when we woke up, we went out of our camping pod and the northern lights surprised us. It was dancing, it was majestic. We actually took a video of it, but unfortunately, some of the footages on our first day were overwritten, which is worse than being deleted, right? So it's gone, but it's all good. We still have photos. Move on. Basically,
Electrically charged particle escapes from the sun, and then it penetrates the weakest magnetic field of the planet Earth, which is the North Pole and the South Pole. So these electrically charged particles collide with the atoms and the molecules of the atmosphere. So it excites them, and then when it relaxes, it releases photons, causing the
beautiful northern lights, also known as the Aurora Borealis, the dawn of the north, as per Galileo Galilei. Now,
the colors depends on where in the atmosphere the molecules or the particles interact. If it's 150 miles above, it produces a green or yellow-green color, which interacts with oxygen. If it's 200 above, it interacts with nitrogen, and it
produces a red color, northern lights. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and listening to me. And also, I hope that these tips will give you a better experience when you go to Iceland. Yeah? Okay, thank you. Bye. See you. So this guy left me here because he went over there. See the tiny bit on the top of the mountain? That's him. It's a tiny person on top of the mountain.